Why is Trump sending the troops into Portland? Well, the answer just became very, very obvious. Well, it turns out you cannot give a robot a traffic ticket. We talked about this months ago, and now the proof is in the pudding. Yeah. And Maxwell House. Remember Maxwell House coffee? Still exists. Well, they are doing something truly stupid, and we are going to talk about it today. Welcome to the Jay Sheldon Show. It's Friday. Thank God it's Friday. This has been a weird week. It's just, I can't put my finger on why, but this week has been freaky, and I have no idea why, but it is. So, good morning, Danny. Happy Friday to you, and great to have you along for the ride. Now, my stream today is a little odd. It may freeze up for you. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But if it doesn't work on Rumble, try it on X. Usually X is a lot smoother. I don't know why. But we are on both places. We are also on Locals. Be sure and join up in our Locals channel. Cost you just $5-6 a month, I think, as a subscription. And then you get access to all of our behind the scenes, including a brand new segment called The After Hours. And that is, in fact, we just put a new one up yesterday. So check it out. It's there for you. And we will be creating more exclusive content for you local folks. Also, don't forget to subscribe on both X and here on Rumble, and we appreciate that. Thank you so much, man. Oh, Friday. All right. Exhibit A on why Trump is sending the National Guard into Portland just made itself very, very clear. One thing we keep hearing about from these so-called Democrat leaders in Portland and at the state level in Oregon in general is what's going on at the ICE facility there is absolutely beyond belief. They've got it under control. No need for the troop deployment ordered by President Trump. For example, Governor Tina Kotek. She said, Portland and the state of Oregon believe in the rule of law and can manage our own local public safety needs. Portland's Democrat Mayor Keith Wilson repealed the false talking point about there being no violence and no lawlessness in the city of Portland. The president will not find violence or lawlessness here, he said. Senator Ron Wyden said Trump was launching an authoritarian takeover of Portland, hoping to provide conflict in my hometown, as if the conflict wasn't already there. Now, something all of these idiots conveniently leave out in their organized agitator, pretty much own the area, all around the ICE building. The police presence there in that area is so sparse. Rioters pretty much get away with whatever the hell they want. Free reign. Case in point, earlier this week, an investigative reporter was allegedly assaulted by a peaceful protester who appeared to deliberately wave a flagpole in her face, which they say hit her in the eye, gave her a black eye. Not only did this reporter trail the alleged attacker with a camera, she also flagged down a Portland police officer who was on the scene. And what happened next? Unfreaking believable. Watch.
All right, so I have this assault suspect. I have the police guy following, so we're gonna see if anything happens.
Do not touch me!
Yes, JanSport backpack.
Do not touch me.
That one.
Do not touch me.
Her.
Do not touch me. No, I'm not. I am not.
I just said that you are. Stop.
I'm underage. No, do not touch her. Do not touch her. Do not touch me. I am underage.
And he just lets them walk away. Now, the camera keeps following them all the way back to their safe zone. But the officer who originally had the suspect in his sights had her stopped and then just let her go. You just saw it happen. The Portland police put out a social media message asking for the public's help to find this agitator. Was escorted, by the way, after this video keeps going. It's quite long. She gets escorted by whoever that freak was with her, all the way to this Antifa safe zone. Another example, Fox News national correspondent Bill Melgagen shared an image of Portland police just standing around, watching while two groups nearly came to blows. Let me see if I can get this video to come up. All right, here we go. Watch this.
This is America. This is America. This is America. This is America.
Hey, you saw him stop that. You shot first. You all pushed me. Tell whatever fucking narrative you want. You all of you have eyes.
Hey, this is exactly what they
Put that fucking gun down.
Come on, come and get him! Touch him! Fucking come and get him, too! What are y'all? I want to do something and take pictures for a fucking reason, motherfucker!
I can take pictures of wherever I want. We're in public. This is America.
I didn't even ask you.
This is, I don't
I
care.
didn't even ask you.
Hey, you! I'll fucking fuck the shit out of you, motherfucker. You'll never, I see,
They're taking pictures of the one who's
I'll fucking put your head in that pavement. No, I will fuck your fucking mouth open, motherfucker.
Get your shit! What are y'all gonna do? Are y'all gonna do anything? Are y'all gonna do fucking anything? Are y'all gonna do anything? I see you, bitch. You guys gonna do anything? You gonna do anything? Get your shit! Help your fellow woman? I don't know. Are you gonna do anything? You fucking fat hoe?
Unbelievable. And the cops literally are just simply standing around, doing nothing, while this thing gets more and more heated. Here is the shot from across the street of what you just watched. There's two Portland cops right there, hands in their pockets, not a care in the world. Unbelievable. Portland ICE Director Camelia Walmsley told Mulligan in an interview that it was frustrating. They couldn't do more to quell the agitators and the violence that's been happening now for 90 days straight. Because more often than not, the Portland PD is nowhere to be found. And when you do, like you saw in the first video, find one cop, he just lets them walk away. Amazingly, the police chief in Portland says the picture of his city has been distorted based on old videos. Oh yeah, right.
Is there a myth or a misconception since this news broke that you're like, oh, I just wish people understood this?
Yeah, I mean, the fact of the matter is, and it's been highlighted so many times so well, but I just want to emphasize, this is one city block. City of Portland's about 145 square miles. This is one city block. And even the events that are happening down there do not rise to the level of attention that they are receiving. We are seeing this true for our society in whole. I'm not going to try and editorialize too much, but these, 30-second, 20-second, 15-second clips that are brought in from months ago or maybe even years ago. We've seen Portland portrayed through the events of the lens of 20 and 21. And what's actually happening in the response that we're seeing both from Portlanders and from the Portland Police Bureau is not in line with that national narrative. And it is frustrating, but we're going to continue to stay the course. I said this on Saturday. The actions of the federal government and others doesn't change the resolve that the Portland Police Bureau has to continue to provide the highest level of safety and security and service to Portlanders.
The highest level of safety and security to Portlanders. Hard to do when you're not there. I don't know about y'all, but none of this sounds or looks like a city that has its agitator problem under control in no way, shape, or form. It seems as though the Democrats actually want them there. Certainly haven't denied it. Until they do, and even if they do, I'm going with that. Unbelievable. And now you wonder why we need the National Guard to protect that ICE facility in Portland. Now you know. I want to hear any bullshit about, oh, it's not needed, our city's. It's not safe. It's the furthest thing from safe. People are getting hurt, in some cases killed almost constantly in that hellhole. Good news, because we need some, and it's Friday. A coffee shop that faced all kinds of backlash after they honored Charlie Kirk has some pretty bad news for the haters. I love this story. Every once in a while, story comes along that restores your faith in humanity. And I think this one, strangely enough, out of California, is one of those perfect examples. A coffee house in Southern Cal wanted to find a way to honor the late Charlie Kirk. The owner of the Invita Cafe in Rancho Santa Fe, Sarah DeLuca, said she didn't think twice when she decided to print stickers to put on the top of every coffee cup. Days after he was murdered by the suspected killer, authorities say, who was strongly influenced by leftist ideology. Now, the message on the sticker was very simple. It simply said, "Thank you, Charlie. We love you." In response, here we go. Haters tried to come for this little cafe. It's a small little coffee shop. Blowing up their phone lines, saying the owner was horrific, horrible things. Other people bombarded their online reviews. And DeLuca, the owner, said, we ended up having to shut down our Google page and Yelp page because we were getting an insane amount of one-star reviews. DeLuca, who said she once hosted Kirk and his wife Erica, said she was shocked to find out it was controversial to honor him. When Israel went to war, we put on Israeli stickers, started to support some of the IDF, I would say. That was when I was like, let's be courageous, DeLuca said. But with Charlie, we'd hosted him. We'd met him. We met Erica. Maybe it's my ignorance. I didn't even cross my mind that somebody would have some sort of issue with somebody being murdered. You think? We've supported him for many, many years, he said. Well, when word in her San Diego community and the church got out about what this little cafe was going through, the supporters showed up in droves. Suddenly, she had waiting lines outside her shop as long as 30 to 45 minutes of people wanting just a simple cup of coffee from this little shop, honoring Charlie Kirk. She said, I was actually tearing up because I was like, where did these people come from? She went on to say, we went up 312% in sales. We were flooded with righteous people just showing up, supporting us, defending us. They were defending Charlie. And obviously, we all were. We didn't have any haters showing up, she said. Only the righteous showing up, just God-fearing people who are like, thank you for doing what you're doing. Charlie would be proud. And it wasn't just in that community who were giving them business. People across the country reached out to show their support. Somebody from Georgia called and said, can I give you $500 and the next 100 drinks? Somebody walked in, left $300, and just walked out. God is so behind all of this, she continued. This is insane, but I think Charlie would have been proud. 9 years ago, the Invita Cafe opened its doors, inspired by her Italian family. And the idea was to create a space where the espresso was the magnet that unites people, brings the community together, starts traditions. And there is a lesson here. The owner found out that she was right not to hide her beliefs out of fear. And by being brave, she's been rewarded more than she could ever possibly imagine. Wow, that is some good news. Danny, have you heard the Build-A-Bear story? I did see an article about that, and I just skipped over it. Maybe I should have paid attention. Wisconsin, the manager refused to put Charlie Kirk on a girl's bear. She was a teen and followed Charlie, saying he changed her life. I did not see that, but I will look to see if I can find something on it, because that sounds fascinating. Yeah, I'll have to look at it. Maybe we'll do it on Monday. I don't see it in a quick search, so we'll follow up. We will, I promise. Do you remember several months ago, I did a story about whether or not if you had a driverless autonomous car and it broke a traffic law and a cop pulled it over, could you give it a ticket? Well, turns out you can't. The perils of high tech. You cannot give a ticket to a robot. Here we go. Oh man, this is going to open up a box. Last Saturday in San Bruno, California, the local constabulary was engaged in an anti-DUI operation when a taxi made an illegal U-turn in plain view of the cops. So they pulled the Waymo taxi driver over, but they found no driver. What do you do? Turns out there is no option to give a ticket to a robot. Police in Northern California, understandably rather confused when they pulled over the Waymo taxi after it made an illegal U-turn and found no driver behind the wheel and therefore no one to give a ticket to. The San Bruno Police Department wrote in the now viral Weekend Media Post that officers were conducting a DUI operation early Saturday morning when a self-driving Waymo made the illegal turn right in front of them. Officers stopped the vehicle, and I wonder about that. Does the system on board know that if it sees a cop with, blue red lights behind, or here's the siren, it knows to pull over? I would assume so, Otherwise, why would it stop? Anyway, when they got the vehicle stopped, they declined to write a ticket because their citation books don't have a box for robot. They have a box for male and female. It's California, so they have probably a box for other. Maybe they could use that. No driver, no hands, no clue, read the Post, which was accompanied by photos of an officer peering into the empty car. Officers contacted Waymo to report what they called a glitch. And in the Post, they said they hope reprogramming will deter more illegal moves. Apparently, they didn't see this coming. The state of California seems to have anticipated it, though. There is a new state law that kicks in next year that will allow police to report moving violations to the Department of Motor Vehicles, which is figuring out the specifics, including potential penalties for driverless cars. Now, a spokesman for Waymo told the LA Times the company's autonomous driving system is closely monitored by regulators, and we're looking into the situation. We're committed to improving road safety through our ongoing learnings and experience. Now, all this technology is really brand new, and there are bound to be glitches. Personally, I would prefer a human driver, but that's just me. But as is so often the case, there is a ton of questions. Like, first and foremost, like I just said, how did they stop the vehicle? Are Waymo taxi cabs programmed for police lights or a siren? Were the San Bruno police willing to engage a pit maneuver on the car? What about passengers? Were there any passengers in the car, or was it driving around, got a call, and did the U-turn? Were they allowed to continue on their way in the Waymo cab? There's no mention in any of the stories about any passengers in the cab. Seems like a rather little piece of information that we would, it might be important to know. And finally, Waymo taxis programmed with Asimov's 3 laws of robotics. As I said, new tech, bound to be buggy. There are going to be issues, and this one's no different. Self-driving cabs in traffic. This incident would seem to indicate not all the bugs are quite yet worked out. Waymo cabs are out there. They're operating not just in San Bruno, but Phoenix, LA area, San Francisco Bay. It seems like a rather quieter environment would be a better place to work out the bugs rather than, say, the LA area. Sioux Falls, South Dakota, Laramie, Wyoming, maybe, something like that. You really got to think that maybe this technology is just not ready for prime time. Scary stuff. Scary stuff. Well, we are about to do a story about Maxwell House Coffee, which has been around for a very long time. But before we do that, let me tell you about a little coffee company that makes the best coffee on the planet. Blackout Coffee, that is it. They are the best. They are also an American company that supports our troops, our values, First and Second Amendment, the right to life. I'm telling you, this company is all about all of our beliefs and our conservative values, and you need to get behind them and support them. Blackout Coffee absolutely the best on the planet. And by the way, these are roasted beans, and if in the past you haven't ordered because, you don't have a grinder for the beans, not a problem, because now on many of their most popular roasts, you can choose to have them grind them for you. They only roast your beans after you place your order and then ship them out within 24 to 48 hours. So less than a week from the time you order, you've got a bag of the best beans or ground right at your front doorstep. Easy, inexpensive, and truly, truly always full-flavored, bold coffee flavor, and never, ever bitter. The folks who've tried this, of our audience, went back for more. They are regular customers now. You can even sign up for an automatic delivery where you will constantly get it. When you run out, it's already there. You got to use the link in our show notes down there. Expand that down to the show notes and hit that link for Blackout Coffee. Order a bag, try it out. You will love it, I promise. They have flavored coffees, instant coffees, cold brew. They've got, the best flavored coffees on the planet. I was not a fan. I am now a fan. Some of their flavored coffees are incredible. But use that link in our show notes to get over there. And when you do, if you're a first-time customer, the code is J20, JAY20, for 20% off your first order. There's another hell of a deal. 20% off your first order at Blackout Coffee. Check them out. Help support this show and the all-American brand of Blackout Coffee. One company you may not want to help to support because they're idiots. Here we go again with this marketing drama. You know how long Maxwell House Coffee has been in the market? Take a guess. 50 years? 75 years? You'd be way off. 133 years. Serious. That's how long Maxwell House Coffee has been around. Well, guess what? They decided after 133 years, they need to rebrand with the dumbest, most ridiculous name you have ever heard of. The stupidest name possible. This story may well be the dumbest thing you've heard all day. The iconic coffee brand Maxwell House undergoing a name change for the first time in 133 years, parent company Kraft Heinz has announced to reflect the changing landscape. Oh, here we go with this marketing, branding bullshit. What might be the new name of America's legacy coffee brand? Buckle up, bucko. Here we go. Maxwell House is being rebranded to Maxwell Apartment. This, they say, is... I can't. No, I'm serious. They say it's to reflect the change in home ownership in America. You cannot make this shit up. The woke fools at Kraft Heinz already did. Press release noted that nearly a third of Americans are downsizing, choosing to rent smaller apartments instead of buying full-sized homes. Holly Ramsden, head of coffee for North America at the Kraft Heinz Company, said in the release, 2/3 of American adults drink coffee daily, and those costs can add up fast these days. Maxwell House believes everyone deserves great-tasting coffee. With Maxwell Apartment, I'm not going to get through this. We're bringing the same classic flavors people love at a price that reflects the smart choices our fans are making in everyday life. Just as laughable, Maxwell Apartment will be marketed as available with a 12-month lease. Oh, I'm not kidding. Here's more of this woke insanity. Today, Maxwell House rebrands to Maxwell Apartment to meet the needs of today's consumer and reminds fans the brand is synonymous with great tasting, affordable coffee. At a time where value matters now more than ever, Americans seek value in areas of their everyday life, including where they live, with nearly a third opting to rent versus purchasing a home. As a real coffee for real people with its good to the last drop legacy, the name change celebrates the same principle that guided Maxwell House for more than a century. Smart choices. Choosing Maxwell House means enjoying a quality cup of coffee without the cafe price tag. And now, to celebrate, they're offering consumers even more value with a 12-month lease. A lease for Maxwell Apartment. It's designed for coffee lovers who want to stock up. This rebranding began on National Coffee Day, which was Monday. Features a 12-month lease offer available on Amazon while supplies last. Oh, I think you've probably got plenty of time to get over there and grab one if you want to. Don't. This unbelievably stupid marketing campaign, going to be viewed by some, I'm sure, as brilliant, woke, absurd. Same like Cracker Barrel, remember that? What a mess. Despite the efforts of Kraft Heinz to be more empathetic to people who can't afford homes and others, Maxwell House Coffee was named after the iconic Maxwell House Hotel in Nashville, Tennessee, not somebody's house. In response to the absurd Maxwell Apartment thingy, Starbucks announced it will rebrand as the insanely overpriced coffee that doesn't even taste good. No, I'm just kidding, but it's out there. It's now your favorite brand, Maxwell Apartment. God help us. Save yourself the trouble. Go to that link down there, get a bag of Blackout coffee. Problem solved. Best coffee you ever had, I promise. And they're not going to be rebranding it to power shortage coffee or something. It's Blackout coffee, okay? I got some in my cup right here. Thank you. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, including this story. At first I was surprised. I was petrified. Kept thinking I could, never mind. And then after I thought about it, I thought, you know what? It's the federal government. This makes absolutely perfect sense. After promising they would review the deadly abortion pill, the FDA has now greenlit a copycat version. I'm not sure how to pronounce this. I think it's mifepristone. Let's go with that, mifepristone. The manufacturer, Evita Solutions, wants to normalize abortion and make it accessible to everyone. Well, 25 years after the FDA bypassed safety concerns and approved what has become the most popular abortion pill on the market, the agency greenlit a generic version manufactured by a company committed to normalizing abortion for all. This news broke just weeks after the FDA formally committed to re-examining the factors that could prompt it to limit, if not perhaps even revoke, permission for the drug's prevalence in the U.S. They promised to look into it and study it and see what issues and problems there may be. So while they're going to look into this long-standing mifepristone, they approve a generic version. RFK Jr. confirmed to the Senate Finance Committee the FDA was evaluating new data. We know that during the Biden admin, they actually twisted the data to bury one of the safety signals with a very high safety signal, around 11%. Joint letter to 22 Republican attorney generals, Kennedy and the FDA commissioner reiterated that the federal regulators planned their own review of the evidence, including real-world outcomes and evidence related to safety and efficacy. However, Tuesday, just 3 days ago, the FDA sent a letter to Evita Solutions permitting it to begin selling and distributing an off-brand abortion pill. Serious. Make any sense to you? Make a damn bit of sense to me. And speaking of things that don't make any sense, would you like to see the newest professor at Harvard? You remember just yesterday, we did the story about Harvard starting a trade school, which I thought was brilliant. Well, I knew it couldn't last. This is the newest visiting professor at Harvard. There she is, Miss America. Yeah. That would be a drag queen named, I hope you're sitting down, Lahore Vagistan. And she is the newest... I don't know why these things are making me laugh. They're so freaking absurd. She's the newest visiting professor in Harvard's Gender Study program. I'm sure you're going to want your kid to be taking up that class. They brought out a drag queen, performs under the name of a brilliant name, Lahore Vagistan. The drag queen, whose real name is Kareem Kabchandani, teaching multiple classes during the school year related to drag and LBGTQIAMNLOP issues. Press release from the school's study of women, gender, and sexuality. He was selected as the 2025-26 F.O. Mathiasen Visiting Associate Professor in Studies of Gender and Sexuality. In the fall term, he'll be teaching a class called Queer Ethnography. In the spring term, going to teach a class called Rule Politics, Drag, Race, and Desire. Currently, what's he doing for a living? Well, believe it or not, he's an associate professor at Tufts University in theater, dance, and performance studies, as well as race, colonization, and diaspora. He's written multiple books, including Decolonized Drag, Accenting Gay Indian Nightlife, and his latest book. I'm sure you're going to want to pick up a copy. Head over to Amazon right now. Lessons in Drag, a queer manual for academics, artists, and aunties. This comes as the Trump administration is close to finalizing a deal with the Ivy League school that would restore $2.4 billion in frozen grants. And a part of that agreement, we just told you about this yesterday, was that Harvard would actually be opening up a trade school. One step forward, 5 steps back. And Danny, I tend to agree with you. I wonder just how much of this bullshit is done simply to get attention. It's obviously not doing students a damn bit of good. So, is it possible it's just for attention? 100%. 100%. Speaking of doing something just for attention, the Bad Bunny Super Bowl halftime show is going to have some extra visitors. Our good friends from ICE will be there. Oh, yeah. ICE agents will attend the Bad Bunny Super Bowl halftime show and say, if we catch you and you are illegal, we will deport you. Now, listen. People are kicking back against this, say, oh, what is it? Show up and ICE, fascists, Nazis. I did not know this. The Super Bowl itself is the #1 venue for human trafficking. I don't know how. I did not see any details. But apparently, a giant operation like that with hundreds of thousands of people coming in and out, it is the #1 place for human trafficking. The Department of Homeland Security and Immigration Customs Enforcement, ICE, they will be there at the Super Bowl after the NFL has selected the staunchy Puerto Rican singer Bad Bunny, who has been, by the way, a complete outspoken critic of ICE. And he will be the halftime show. He says, honest, I can't risk the safety of my fans like that. Mainland America just doesn't feel necessary to be to me anymore. This is what Bunny said. I've already performed there many times. Fans in the U.S. have plenty of chances to see me perform live. He said last month he feared ICE raids before his concerts. The singer expressed no qualms at all about performing the halftime show. He said, what I'm feeling goes beyond myself. It's for those who came before me and ran countless yards so I could come in and score a touchdown. This is for my people, my culture, and our history. How grand. But ICE will be there. So if you are going to attend and you are not in this country legally, be prepared. You could just get a really fast ticket home. Good. Bye. Oh, man. Like I said, this week has been not so insane. Crazy. We did a couple of the After Hours show, which you can watch exclusively for members on our Locals account. You'll find that red button over here somewhere. It says join. It's a red oval. You click that, you sign up for, I don't know, it's like $5-6 a month. It's cheap as hell. Join up, won't you? Love to see you over there, and it'd be great to get your support for the show. And you'll get a couple, 3 times a week exclusive content over there in what we call the After Hours. Kind of a cool show. We cover stuff we don't cover here on the live stream. And so if you are so inclined, join us up. Now, I know you can't see that button if you're watching on X, but I did put in the show notes, there is a link that'll take you to the same spot for signing up at our Locals account. All right. We're done. We're cooked. We've got just one more thing to go before we head out of here. And I thought after this nuts, crazy week we've had, we just needed a moment to enjoy a man and his cow. You know, whether it's a dog or a cat or a bunny or a cow, we don't deserve animals. We really don't. Wow. What a nice moment. Kind of just brings it all back down, doesn't it? Great way to end the week. The weekend is here. Enjoy it. Spend it with someone you love. I will be back here live on Rumble and X on Monday morning at 10 a.m. Denny says that's how I feel snuggling my Cane Corso cow Ruger. So precious. Indeed they are. I'm going to head out of the studio now and go give Miko a nice hug. Probably a few scratches behind the ear and maybe even a belly rub, which she loves. Enjoy your weekend, my friends. Thank you so much for popping by, and I will see you all right back here on Monday. See you then.